Hello and welcome to today's video. In this video we're going to be talking about character meets, how to meet them, where to meet them and when to meet them, coming up. So there are three main different types of character meets around the Disney World Resort. Firstly is the character, what they call character breakfast, character meals, that sort of thing. And they're around the resorts, the actual hotels, around the actual Disney World Resort itself, and they're also in park as well. We then got fixed indoor locations. Basically, pretty much they're like the rides, they're in one specific place throughout the park opening times. And then you've got your what we call pop-up locations. They're at fixed locations generally around the parks, however they're not there throughout the whole day, all day. So they would appear at certain times during the day, so you've got to either look at the information boards or again use the My Disney Experience website, or better still, the app. So first of all then, starting off with character breakfasts. Like I said, they're at throughout the whole resort, basically in the hotels, restaurants and in various locations throughout the actual parks themselves. The best way to go about these is to book them way in advance before you go out to the Disney World Resort. So for example, when you're booking your fast passes, it's probably a good idea to have a look at what character meets, character breakfasts rather, you want to do at the same time. So you can book them on the My Disney Experience website or app. They do take a credit card deposit normally. And also the thing to consider is the cost. On the app it also tells you the prices per venue per adult. It can be anything from around about $35 generally to $60, that sort of band. But they definitely do make the experience, you know, your holiday is memorable, and you know you can good chances to get photo opportunities as well. So that does include your food obviously and the presence of your favourite characters. So when looking through and choosing your venue, basically you consider where it is, where you are that day. So for example, if you're going to Magic Kingdom say that day, it's probably worth considering a Magic Kingdom resort or Magic Kingdom restaurant within the park.
Also depends what characters you actually want to meet as well.
Yes, definitely. It does actually give a description of who's there, what sort of characters are there. So
the character is kind of a hint of the type of character you want to meet will depend on where they are. So like, yeah. For instance, if you would like to see the likes of Moana or Lilo and Stitch or people like that, you're going to try and think about where their characters live in the films and things. So you mainly see them in places like the Polynesian resort, in their breakfasts, and so if you want to meet the princesses, things like that, you're more likely to meet them. The breakfasts are going to be in places like the castle restaurant in Magic Kingdom. The actual castle itself, the main event, it's got a restaurant within it, and that's where you're more likely to meet the princesses because it's in the castle and things like that.
Yeah, and that's true for like say like Hollywood Studios. You've got the Disney Junior dance party. Around there are all the Disney Junior characters, or say Pixar characters tend to be in like the one place as well, don't they? In Hollywood Studios, and again Star Wars in Galaxy's Edge. So yeah. So look at where you are that day, what sort of characters you want to meet, and then make your plans accordingly. So just a short example of the sort of venues where they are. So you've got like the Crystal Palace in Magic Kingdom, Cape May Cafe at the Beach Club, Garden Grill at Epcot, Hollywood and Vine, Cinderella's Royal Table, and Ohana in the Polynesian. Now, obviously a lot more than that, but that's just to sort of give you a quick example. So that's your character breakfast. So moving on then to indoor venues. So like we said earlier, these are basically fixed locations, like your rides for example, whether they're all the time, and it's normally like an indoor venue like I say, so it's air conditioned, but also you can book your fast passes for these locations. So if it's something that you really want to do, then you don't know what else to use the fast pass for, then you can do that. Not every time, not every venue you'll need a fast pass for it though. My advice on this is to look at the typical waiting times, which again you can see on the app, before making a decision whether to book a fast pass or not.
Because you don't want to waste them.
No, you don't. No. Like I say,
a good example of ones where character meets where you probably will want to use the app are in the Magic Kingdom, the likes of meeting Mickey and Minnie and Tinkerbell. They're quite popular ones.
Yeah.
They're right at the front of the park itself.
The Town Square
in the
Theatre.
Town Square
Yeah.
Theatre. They fluctuate quite a lot actually. I mean, when we went, they were the Mickey and Minnie were quite popular because they were in their birthday celebration outfits. I think they changed their outfits of the Mickey and Minnie, and they're quite a lot according to what celebrations and things are going on at that time of year or that year. But so the Meet and Mickey and Minnie, I don't think I actually saw it lower than about 120 minutes waiting. At some points, so it's well worth using your fast pass for the likes of those. But like Stephen said, just keep an eye on the app. We did that quite a lot. Before we were coming into booking our fast passes, we'd use the app quite a lot to look at waiting times for everything, not just character meets but for the rides as well, and kind of make a plan of who you want to see. Depending on the waiting time, whether you want to use your fast passes or not.
That's like you just said, depending on who you want to see. So if there's your favourite character, that's why these indoor venues are good, because they're going to be there.
Like Tinkerbell for Lithia.
Yeah, exactly. And my fan Stitch is there, so we know who you'll be meeting.
To meet next time.
So yeah, it's good to plan early. If you want to use your fast passes, get them in. Or indeed, if you know, I'll go to this character on the way to such and such a ride, then you can do that. But bear in mind, if it's a massive waiting line, then it might take a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another great way of meeting the characters. So they're pretty much in every park. Some have more fixed venues than others. Like I noticed, Magic Kingdom tends to have a lot more fixed venues, whereas Epcot is a little bit more intermittent than fixed. I'll just give you a quick list. So you've got Minnie and Mickey in the Town Square Theatre. Tinkerbell is also in the Town Square Theatre. They're in sort of neighbouring, next door venues. You then got your likes of Buzz Lightyear, who's in the Tomorrowland at Magic Kingdom. Stitch, same sort of place. Olaf, who's in he's actually in Hollywood Studios, and then there's Anna and Elsa, which are in like the Norway part of Epcot at the World Showcase. So it's like you say, they're in their sort of typical areas, the area that they're characterised. So Anna and Elsa, Norwegian, they're in the Norway venue, that sort of thing. The only one is Olaf. I don't know why he's at Hollywood Studios, but no. So that's your fixed locations. Then moving on to the pop-up venues. So these tend to be a little bit more difficult to plan in advance. However, you can plan them with the aid of the My Disney Experience app, knowing that they're generally at fixed times throughout the day in a fixed location.
But they don't hang around for long.
They don't, no. So if it's a character that you particularly want to meet, then my advice is plan it ahead, get there early, something like 15 minutes early, and then wait in the line. They do tend to close the line off ahead of the closing time of their appearance, if you know what I mean, just to make sure that the character can get away at that time.
Yeah, so don't be disappointed if a cast member does tell you that the line is closed, even though it's before the waiting time. The closing time on the app. Obviously the characters do want to go and have their breaks. They're only there for a certain amount of time, and that's the way it goes, so you've got to kind of bear that in mind. And get there at least 15 minutes before the closing time as well, just to make sure you're definitely there.
I think Snow White in Epcot springs to mind. Yeah, we literally...
We didn't know she was there. We saw her. We were like, oh, we can see Snow White. She's there. And then the cast members were like, no, the line's closed. And we were like, but it says it's this time. And they're like, yeah, we don't care.
So yeah, definitely, if it's someone you want to see, make sure you plan it ahead and get there early. So, like I said, the best thing to use is the My Disney Experience app. Even if it's like a sort of last minute on the day thing, oh, let's see such and such, you can basically look through the app, see when they're appearing, and work out, I will go there this afternoon, for example, at 3.
Yeah, there's another. I don't really know if they're fixed or whether they're pop up. But going back to like the likes of the Disney Junior characters, they're in a fixed location. They're always there, but I think they're more of a pop up thing. So we had another experience where we were right at the front of the queue to see Fancy Nancy Clancy, and they stopped us, and we had to go. We were booked in with a fast pass to go to the Disney Junior dance party. So we kind of were a little bit at a loss of what to do, and they said that they were going to be back within 15 minutes, so we knew we just didn't have time to sit there and wait because we had this fast pass to use and we didn't want to waste it, so we had to leave the queue. So just if you're just plan accordingly.
Give yourself time.
These Disney Junior characters, they're not there for long, but they only have like a 15-minute break where they're not there. Also taking into consideration the weather, because whilst we were at Hollywood Studios, we had quite a big thunderstorm, so they didn't bring the characters out again. No. So we missed them that day. So yeah, just perhaps plan a chunk of time in the middle of the day where you haven't got anywhere to be or anyone to go and see, or any fast passes booked in, so that if you want to meet the likes of these pop-up characters, that you've got plenty of time to go and do it. Disney Junior area, which is near the Star Tours ride. They had I think they changed them around a little bit. Yeah. But whilst we were there, you had Fancy Nancy Clancy, Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, and actually Pluto was there as well. Yeah. So yeah, they have the 4 different areas, and they're all in a row, so you can go and sort of meet them all at once. But yeah, plan lots of time to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. There are also slightly less scheduled character meets as well. For example, the rare characters like, I believe, is it Kevin, that big tall bird from from Up? He just, strolls right in and strolls right out again. And then remembering back to Dinoland USA in the Animal Kingdom, they had like a little disco, didn't they, for the kids? And I think it was Chip or Chippendale?
Chippendale, yeah.
He just sort of showed up in a dinosaur costume, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's just great.
Dancing with the children in the disco thing they had on, because they've got an actual area there to meet Donald Duck as well, which is another pop-up. He comes in and out. I think the pop-up ones, some of them they're there on and off all day, with a break in the middle, and then you get some pop-up, like Stephen said, that are more rare that you might not necessarily know they're there. So just keep an eye out for the ones that come, go, and don't come back again within that day.
I mean, those who are really into like the different characters, when you get a rare one, people tend to go mad for it. So be on the lookout for that. Also, it might be worth thinking about having the memory maker as part of your package, which basically includes all photos taken. There are past photographers normally on site of these character meets, so consider having that within your package as well, because it does actually make it easier, just to have someone there taking your photo, especially if it's just you and the character. It's sometimes a bit awkward. I mean, there is a cast member there who can take a photo for you with your camera if you want, but just something to consider that as well. So they're all the different types of character meet venues that you'll get. As you can tell, the overall theme is to get the My Disney Experience app. It is handy when you're around the parks or planning ahead. It does actually help you get a better experience at your character meets. Also, when actually meeting the characters themselves, sometimes if you're a little bit more outgoing, you can sort of interact with them. Yeah, you can sort of think of scenes from your favourite film where they're in that you might want to sort of little mini role play or ask them a question about the film or something like that. But those who are, you know, not so outgoing, who just want to enjoy the experience, cast members and the actual character meets themselves, the characters are brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, they'll fill in the conversation for you. They almost sort of act like a role play for you, you know, or ask you a question. Just going back, just when I was talking about that, it reminded me of a time when Alethea, she asked a question which wasn't kind of related to the character. She asked about, was it Anna, wasn't it?
Anna.
Anna, about Peppa Pig. Those in the UK will know who Peppa Pig is, and
No,
that's
they've got it in
nothing to do with Disney whatsoever. So she was a little bit confused on that one, but it was hilarious all the same. So that's our character meets advice. If you've got any yourself, then don't forget to drop them in the comments below, or if there's any other questions you want to ask us, then do the same and we'll do our best to answer them as quickly as possible. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye.